Happening in just a few hours in Washington, D.C., hundreds of thousands of Israelis and Israel supporters plan to gather on the National Mall.
Yeah, the message includes concerns over the rise in anti-Semitism right here at home. Today in the base, Kris Sanchez is in our newsroom this morning. And Kris, this is a call for action and peace.
It is, and we could see a gathering of up to 250,000 people, some from the Bay Area, calling for the release of the Jewish hostages in Gaza and for an end to anti-Semitic acts here at home and around the world. Now, ahead of that, hundreds of pro-Israel protesters gathered at the federal building in Oakland, staging an hours-long sit-in calling for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war. Several people were arrested by federal police. Now, this protest was organized by the grassroots organization called Jewish Voice for Peace, and their position is counter to that of the Jewish Community Relations Council, a different organization which says a ceasefire is not the answer to the escalating situation. More than 250 people remain captives of Hamas, including a 3-year-old American little girl. Only 5 hostages have been released since the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th. Now, this is a live look at Gaza, where Israel Defense Forces are engaging in fierce battles with Hamas militants. But many Palestinians, as you know, are caught in the middle with nowhere to go. Members of the Jewish Federation of San Francisco will be going to that Washington, D.C. rally, and I had a chance to talk with a board member. I asked him how people could reconcile seeing both the horror of what Hamas did in Israel and what is happening to the Palestinian people on the other side.
And I say to people, both Jewish, Muslim, Palestinians, Israelis, this is all about finding a path for peace and removing any hurdles on the way. And Hamas is a hurdle. And regretfully, Hamas is using Palestinians as a human shield. And that's something that creates suffering across the board.
The March for Israel is happening in D.C. at 10 o'clock our time. It could be the single largest rally in support of Israel in 35 years. When that happens, we will update you on our social platforms and on NBCBayArea.com, and we'll bring you a full wrap-up in our midday news at 11 o'clock.